Well, hello everyone and welcome to Unleashed. I'm Carl Metzler, and this week we're packing up and heading to Highland hunting in Riverside, Iowa for a pheasant hunt benefiting a pretty special charity. We've got the guys from Kinetic Dog Food and Sweet Point Setters and Highland Hunting. We've even got a Green Beret coming along for a week of Iowa's best pheasant hunting with some great dogs and some great people. It's all about giving back this week on Unleashed. There are over 86 million dogs in the United States, but only a select few are considered elite working or sporting dogs. From police and military canines to hunting and sporting dogs and everything in between, meet the dogs your dog aspires to be. Get ready to see man's best friend in a whole new light. This is Unleashed.
Hi, I'm John Howard. I'm one of the co-owners of Kinetic Performance Dog Food. So we work with Ryan Gannon at Highland Hunting to put together a charity hunt for the Children's National Hospital. And it's a great opportunity to raise funds for a fantastic charity, as well as to give someone who's maybe never experienced the upland pheasant hunting that you can get up here. Let them see some great flying birds and see some dogs out there working in the field and just doing some of the amazing things that dogs do.
Yeah, the purpose for our trip this week, I had heard Brett Baer of Fox News has a foundation and was raising money for the Children's National Hospital Network as a fundraiser. And they were looking for folks to donate auction items. So we kind of put together a package which was really kind of unique. And it was for a 2-night, 3-day hunt at Highland Hideaway in Riverside, Iowa. And the guide was going to be Wade Kisner from Setter Tales, and the hunting companions were going to be a couple of active duty special force guys from the 5th. And so we put the program together, put it onto the auction site, and it was just a phenomenal response to it.
As part of the deal, our good friend Ian Donovan is up here. He's kind of the celebrity of the event. Ian's with the 5th Special Forces Group, U.S. Army, and we see Ian quite a bit up here. He's an avid bird hunter, an avid dog guy, and just a really fun guy to go out and hunt with, as well as good friends Ryan and Kate Giannini here at Highland. They're always willing to help out and get involved in any kind of great cause. Anytime we can get together then with Wade from Sweet Point Setters, he's got all kinds of stories and some great dogs to get out there. It's a good time either way for us.
Yeah, unfortunately, the person that won the auction, there were some unforeseen situations that came up, Dan not being able to attend, and we really wish that Dan and Linda could be here with us, but what better way to really honor their donation to the Children's National Hospital Network, and then to be here with some good friends, hunting some pheasant, sharing some fellowship, and knocking some birds down. So that's always a fun thing. I got a couple today, which hopefully you got it on film. When John and I started the company, it's one thing to start a company and say, hey, we want to do this. Here's our goals and aspirations as a small startup company. One of the things that was really important to us was that we found organizations where we could give back. And I know that's a cliche, and I know there's a lot of companies that do that, and God bless everybody for really involving in giving back in charity. But it was very important to us as a company to find organizations that we could support, and whether it's Canine Hurricane Foundation or U.S. Kennels or really any of these organizations that we affiliate ourselves with, it's just a great opportunity for us as a small company to give back and to kind of say thank you to organizations and people that are really going outside the normal grind of just this is another day at work type of thing. So the entire organization has really embraced that. So we've got guys on our team that are constantly donating time and going to different events in volunteering, and it's really part of our DNA.
For your active dog, not just any dog food will do. It takes special care and nutrition to support their energy to work and play. That's why we made Kinetic Performance Dog Food. Each Kinetic formula is made with 3 animal proteins and no fillers like corn, wheat, or soy. This lets you feed less and still get more energy, faster recovery, and better weight maintenance. If health and performance matter to you, give Kinetic a try. We build it for our dogs, but you'll love it for yours.
When it comes to elite canine and handler training, the best of the best turn to one place, Von Lick Kennels. Von Lick is the premier full-service canine training center and detection service provider in the world. Their world-renowned training methods and experienced training staff produce the best canine and handler training available anywhere. When only the best will do, join over 5,000 law enforcement, government, and civilian agencies who count on Von Lick Kennels.
Are you tired of the same old toolbox that doesn't keep your gear organized, clean, or protected? Then you need a cam locker. Our exclusively designed aluminum toolboxes have hefty T-handles, insulated lids, and feature the cam locker system, the toughest aluminum toolbox lock. Proudly manufactured in the USA, Cam Locker will be the best and last toolbox you will ever own. So keep your tools and gear secure with a Cam Locker toolbox, the key to security.
My name's Ryan Gannon, co-owner here at Highland Hunting with my wife, Kate. I've been in an operation since 2000, and so yeah, 22 years in season now. We're known for the accommodations, the hunt, the habitat. And I would say that one thing that separates us from a lot of outfitters is the habitat that we have. 100% of it is huntable, and so it's not, ditches and, field edges and things like that. I mean, it's habitat that we're every year in the off season doing something to, improving. We always like to say that we want to produce the true Iowa experience, a true Iowa upland experience, what it used to be.
I think what's unique about Highland hunting is you're seeing Iowa maybe like it was at the turn of the 19th century. A lot of great food plots, a lot of cover for these birds. And so you do get that experience where you're kind of stepping back in time a little bit.
For some of these guys, they're traveling a ways to get here to Highland. I live here in Iowa. I'm only, Highland is kind of my home hunting territory. So I get over here several times a year because you can experience really naturally wild type flying birds, but in a preserved environment so that you're going to get on birds. And for us, there's nothing that makes bird dogs better than bird exposure. So for us, it's like coming home. We come over here, it's almost like having your own ground and the ability to train your dogs on birds and hunt, in a wild type environment. It's really amazing.
Pheasant hunting for me, I never did this as a young person or a child. I didn't really get into pheasant hunting until about 12 years ago. One of the things that is really neat about being out in the field is that shared love of the sport. I had the luxury of watching my cousin take his first bird today. Got to walk beside Ian Donovan, who is one of our patriots, just to spend time in the field with this young man and talk about some of my life experiences that are totally different than his. Anytime I get together with him is just it's an absolute blessing.
The beauty of pheasant hunting, obviously, watching the dogs work is a huge component of it, but the beauty of it really is it's a social activity. You can hunt pheasant and you're not just out there looking to harvest birds. There's a huge social aspect. You're walking around and you're jawing back and forth, and you're making fun of whoever missed a shot, and you're congratulating somebody on a great shot. So you never really know what you're going to get at this time of year, but you know, one part of what you're going to get is a really good time with some people that share, you know, very similar joy with you about just being outside and watching these dogs do what they're born to do.
So my name's Ian Donovan. I got invited up here by the Kinetic guys for a hunt up in Iowa, and anytime I have the opportunity to spend time with those guys and Carl, you know, I jump at that opportunity. We kind of talked about it a little earlier, but you know, you're all out there in the field together. You all have different dogs. You have your own dogs. You're very proud of your dog. You know, is it a competition between you and your friend, and him and his dog? Yeah, probably a little bit. You know, life is a competition, but it's really fun to, for me especially. My dogs don't get the opportunity to hunt amongst other dogs that they never interacted with, and that's pretty important to teach those dogs how to work as a team. Seeing that dog be independent, but also work with another teammate that he's never met. And you know, you're hunting in a line of guys. Essentially, we're moving in a line together, dogs working in front of us, and it's a good time to, especially when you have your seasoned dogs out there. You don't really have to handle them much or worry about them doing the wrong thing much. You can, you know, kind of shoulder up with a buddy of yours and talk. And more oftentimes than not, unfortunately, the last few days, you know, my gun was slung on my shoulder, and I'm kind of caught up in conversation and watching dogs work and missing shots as a result of it. But, you know, that's okay. As long as you have a good time out there doing it, that's really, you know, at the end of the day what my goal is.
Something that we're very passionate about is just the experience part of it. You know, we still every season and multiple times during the season, we are showing and providing an experience to somebody that just got their first bird, their first hunt, and to know that, I mean, you know, like they're hooked at that point. So that's what's awesome. You know, they're hooked having that experience here.
Feel like the season just got started? Well, there's no reason to stop hunting now. At Highland Hunting, you can enjoy a great upland experience through the end of March. Located in southeast Iowa, we have over 1,200 acres of diverse upland habitat with the best flying and wildest birds you'll find at any upland outfitter. Our incredible staff and great accommodations let us show you a true Iowa upland experience at Highland Hunting. Give us a call and schedule your next adventure today.
This winter, enjoy more of Ocean City for a little less. Enjoy seaside escapes and coastal cuisine. Enjoy small crowds and big fun. Enjoy rising with the tide and leave all worries behind. Find your reason to smile all winter long in Ocean City, Maryland.
No matter what you feed, sometimes your dog needs a little help to keep them at the top of their game. For some dogs, it can even mean the chance to just live a normal, healthy life. Our Kinetic supplements are formulated to meet specific needs to get and keep your dog at optimal health and performance. Your dog will love them, and you'll be amazed at the difference they make. If your dog needs an extra boost, give Kinetic a try. We build it for our dogs, and you'll love it for yours.
I'm Wade Kisner. I'm with Sweet Point Setters, a family-owned business. We do guided hunts, and we started that back, I think, in 2013. And the last couple of days, we've been at Highland Hideaway Hunting in Riverside, Iowa, really using our dogs to support a charity. So we've been here getting in the field, providing basically the guide opportunities that we do on a daily basis, running our dogs so that we have clients that are able to find birds and shoot birds over those dogs.
I've been hunting with Wade for, boy, I don't know how many years. Actually, Wade and I guided here together at Highland for a number of years. So I got to see his dogs, you know, the original generation with Sweet Lou and then Adeline, and now some of their offspring, you know, where they've carried on to the next generation. And it's really interesting to see how the older dogs, you know, the really good traits that they have, how they've passed them on to the younger generation. And, you know, obviously Wade, you know, we've got a great friendship for a long time, and it's interesting to experience that with him and kind of see, you know, how his selection with the breed has evolved and produced some really strong dogs.
You know, Lou was the first setter that I obtained and had for his whole life, and that dog was kind of a throwaway dog. Nobody wanted him, and a friend of mine gave him to me, you know, but he became pretty skilled. He was a dog that knew what he was doing. He was a great pheasant dog, and I used him down here for many years. Until Lou came along, I really didn't understand and learn what a real skilled bird dog was and what he could do, and you know, as he grew and matured, he continued to, you know, educate me about the stuff that he would do. I lost Lou in last September. I think, you know, if he couldn't hunt anymore, I think he was ready to go somewhere else where he could hunt again. But it's always hard. I don't care what anybody says, it's hard, you know. And so, but when you get that 8-week-old puppy, that's part of the contract, you know, that dog will be with you too short of a time, and that's the price we pay to enjoy their lives, and we just hope that they were enriched while they were with us. You know, as hard as it was to lose him, and you know, at 14, I do have some of his offspring. One dog in particular just reminds me so much of, she's a female, but just how she hunts, her drive, you know, the way she takes on her work, and how she never seems to, her stamina, it's just, she wants to, you know, to clear every field. She wants to control the field. This field's mine. I'm going to find every bird. And Lou was the same way, you know, and you could hardly get him to the truck when you wanted to end the day. I mean, he was bound and determined, I'll find that last bird, or one more, just one more. And so yeah, I've been blessed to still have part of Lou, you know, to be able to hunt with him. I've got a male we call Major, who is also, you know, a son of Lou, and we've been hunting him and we guide with him. And he's got Lou's personality. He's just a great family dog as well as a hunting dog. And then we have Darby, which is actually my son's dog, but she's out of that same litter. So, you know, we're able to still hunt Lou, you know, most days. And yeah, we hope to, you know, keep Sweet Lou's line going if we can through these offspring, and then down the road, hopefully find a right match to continue to keep those skills in the field so people can enjoy it, you know. So my son has his dogs, and hopefully will continue that long after I'm gone, hopefully. You know, with Sweet Lou coming on board, and the Sweet Lou, or the Setter Tales video series, which can still be seen out there. But now we've kind of changed up. We're doing a podcast, which we call Setter Tales, and right now it's on all the various podcast platforms. You can find it. And we also have a YouTube channel, Setter Tales, and there you can actually watch the podcasting episodes that we're doing, as well as the old Setter Tales videos of Sweet Lou in his prime. Sweet Lou in his prime is something that's fun to watch. We're always looking to build people that want to subscribe and learn more about what we're doing. It doesn't cost you anything, but it certainly helps when we're trying to continue doing what we're doing. So yeah, check us out. We'd love it.
For your active dog, not just any dog food will do. It takes special care and nutrition to support their energy to work and play. That's why we made Kinetic Performance Dog Food. Each Kinetic formula is made with 3 animal proteins and no fillers like corn, wheat, or soy. This lets you feed less and still get more energy, faster recovery, and better weight maintenance. If health and performance matter to you, give Kinetic a try. We build it for our dogs, but you'll love it for yours.
Your grandmother's fine china, those trendy sneakers, your collection of hand-carved duck decoys. Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense.
Ask Safari Insurance in Cincinnati if auto owners make sense for you.
Oh, now you do your job.
I need you to get me out of the country, out of here, away.
All in exchange for a sip of coffee?
Yeah, it's Black Rifle Coffee. Let's try some.
Later, loser!
Why don't you head over to blackriflecoffee.com and get yourself set up with a coffee club subscription.
With all the good stuff that we enjoy about pheasant hunting, I think what I like most about it has changed over the years. Obviously the social aspect of it is still really fun and important, but so much of it nowadays, I'm just as happy to guide as I am to hunt. I am just so happy to see the dogs out there working, and if I can be out there handling the dogs and watch other people enjoy the sport, that to me is the pinnacle of it. You know, watching a young dog have that switch just flip on, and you can see that light bulb just goes off above their heads, and it's like, okay, I know what I'm doing here. So, you know, they just developed a lifelong love for upland bird hunting. That to me is the most fascinating and amazing part of pheasant hunting.
Yeah, and what's even more fascinating when you see dogs out working is when you see different breeds. So you might see an English setter being honored by a pointer, and just to watch that interaction with dogs that have never been on the ground together. So we've got some dogs that are from Wade's group with setter tails, and then Ian Donovan brought a couple of dogs up that had never been around each other. So to see them go out and work a field together, it's nothing that they were trained to do or taught to do. So that's really a unique experience.
But we got a good mix of dogs here this week. So Wade is here. He's got his English setters, which are a very popular pointing breed. Ian's got his English pointers, so we're seeing a little bit more of that super athletic pointing breed. But I'm a Labrador Retriever guy, so we primarily hunt upland with our dogs. You know, a lot of times if you're, depending on what you're doing, those dogs, you can work them out there in tandem, and you know, they all have their individual strengths and weaknesses, but they just bring a little bit different style to the table when you're hunting.
Yeah, so I brought up 2 English pointers that are my personal dogs. One of them is around 4.5, 5 years old, and you know, he's a finished dog. He's a dog that I really enjoy now hunting behind, because it took some doing to get him to the point that he is now, and that's the story with everybody's dog. And then I've got a younger dog, another English pointer, that is on his way to becoming, you know, what I'd like him to be. But we're gonna have a little tweaks here and there, as you know, every dog owner does. And then I brought up some of my beagle hounds. I've always had a passion for the pursuit of game. It was always very, very fun for me to outsmart the animal and to utilize a dog to do that. Because now, it's not enough for me to outsmart the quarry. I want to utilize a dog to help me in that pursuit. It was always fun for me to understand how to morph that dog into what exactly I wanted him to be. Whether it's with the beagle hounds, or whether it's with the bird dogs, or whether it's with, you know, an NPC in the military that's gonna find bombs, keep my buddy safe, find bad guys, you know, keep us safe. You know, you're hunting the ultimate game there. So I think that was really my draw to that job in the military. None of these birds or rabbits will hurt you if you miss them, right? So that's the ultimate prize there. That's the ultimate, really ultimate hunt, you know. Oftentimes in the field with these dogs, you know, you're just walking around being loud, talking to each other, letting the dogs do what they do. But when you can separate, be by yourself with dogs that are super intense, and looking over my shoulder when I'm coming up to these dogs and seeing the intensity in their eyes, you know, it's infectious for me. And that's what keeps me going out there with. It's that intensity, you know, and I don't ever want to lose that intensity at any time in my life, man. And sometimes we need to be reminded of it. They're the best reminders of it. Be intense, be lethal, go out there and hunt and have a good time doing it. And that's one of the things that they do for me. you know, I owe it to these dogs to have them in the best shape that they can be in, to give them the attention that they need. And, you know, having a family and a wife that you're committed to, they obviously come first before the dogs. So when you do get the opportunity to get out there with your dogs, you've got to maximize that time, right? And that's where being a good trainer, being a good dog handler comes in. You know, you're not going to waste a whole lot of time, a whole lot of movement out there, because you don't have a lot of time to waste. So you got to be really good at your craft, and they have to be the same way.
You know, it probably goes without saying, but we had an incredible experience out there at Highland hunting, and we all wish that Dan and Linda could have been there to enjoy it with us. But we put this show together as a small way to honor the generous donation that you guys made to support Children's National Hospital. Hopefully we have the opportunity to hunt together sometime really soon, but until then, all we can do is say thanks. We also want to say thanks to Kinetic Dog Food and Highland Hunting, Sweet Point Setters, and Ian Donovan for all the work you put into this week to make it such a success. That's all the time we've got left this week. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on